All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step into the first game where we have Gumiho up against Happy. It will be an awesome TVT. Let's go ahead and get into it, ladies and gentlemen, as we first meet up on the Shattered Temple.
Really excited for this match. We did see Gumiho unfortunately fall to TLO in the semifinals, and I feel like, unfortunately, that wasn't Gumiho's best. He's going to need to bring his best here because while he is the favorite, let's make no mistake, he's a Code S Terran. Had an amazing run in just the previous GSL. He is going up against Empire Happy, who's no slouch himself, giving Thorazane a run for his money. And he's fully capable of taking out Gumiho, so I'm really excited about this TVT.
Yeah, I'm sure Gumiho is a little bit ticked off with how he performed last time around. Of course, if you guys remember it, or if you were tuning in on Thursday, what we had was Gumiho actually lost his Orbital Command Center to like 8 Zerglings.
Yeah.
And this is like early on in the stage where there was an attack, and then Gumiho got counterattacked, ran all his SEVs. He was absolutely fine. If he just lifted off his Orbital Command Center, he would have been way ahead. But as it turned out, he didn't, and he lost his Orbital Command Center at his natural. Yep.
And it was just well within his power to I mean, he actually, like, it was just kind of silly. To have the foresight to run your SCVs and mules home and then not lift the command center is very strange. But of course, we don't need to belate the point, I guess, because Gumiho would tell you he agrees.
Yeah.
There's at no point where he's like, well, hang on a second. No, he's just, yeah, he'd agree. Blue Terran FXO Gumiho on the lower left-hand side. 9 o'clock on Shattered Temple. Top right, it is the yellow Terran Empire Happy. Look at that production tab. It is crazy how close they are. Matter of seconds off on both things. Are getting their, I mean, it's just the exact same build thus far. So TVT, Shattered Temple, Gretorp, walk me through some of the things that people think about on this map.
Well, when we're cross positions, I think it's, you know, both players are more inclined to go some sort of bio just to start us off with. You know, go that NASL Marines. I think that's very apparent, especially with Happy versus who did we just play yesterday? Thorazane.
Yeah.
Thorazane, yeah. Happy versus Thorazane. That series, I think, was the best explanation of why it's probably better to go something like Marines in the beginning, Marine Marauder in the beginning, and then slowly transition to those siege tanks. You know, you need a lot of mobility to take that gold expansion, but not only that, just cover enough room so that, you know, you can kind of apply pressure, you can take center control, little things like this. Because we have an open center, that makes it so that low counts of siege tanks do not do very well.
Absolutely agree. Now, Gumiho has got on to second gas, and his factory is a little bit... Okay, actually, as I say that, it is... Okay, yeah, I was correct. It's 1 second behind his opponents. Second gas usually signifies something like a Cloak Banshee, or at least Banshee tech. On the other side, we have Happy. Again, with that factory mirroring his opponent, but just on the 1 gas, which could be Cloakless Banshee, or it could be something else. I mean, from there, I mean, I would say reactor expand, something like that, but there's, of course, no reactor here, so that's not the case. Starport does go down for both players. And again, that Tech Lab at the blue usually means Cloak Banshee. Cloak Banshee, such a good opener. We've seen this for a long time. You know what? Actually, it'd be kind of interesting. I wonder if this is one of the longest standing standard openers in this game. Because if you think about it, in the other matchups, we've had our evolutions, we've had builds come in and out, but this Cloak Banshee opening, exactly the way it is, I want to say it dates back to the beta. It's a long and old build.
It does. There are a ton of variations to get to Cloak Banshees, but I think this is probably one of the more straight-up ways to do it. And obviously, he's getting a super fast Cloak Banshee. You can see it's already 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and he already has the first Banshee plus Cloak about to start. Normally,
minerals,
you will see Cloak.
Ooh. No, he's going tank. Okay.
He's going like a 1-1-1 variation.
Oh, this is that push that Thorazane did, I believe.
It's a little bit different. Thorazane went no Banshees on his.
You're right.
He went just Vikings. And what he basically did was really gunned it for those siege tanks. I mean, he was trying to get the highest siege tank count possible, and then just surprise his opponent with that composition.
And this is essentially a 1-on-1, by the way. This is it could work against a Protoss player, and we'll have to see if it works against a Terran player. Now, we actually do have a push coming out from Happy. Poking and prodding, he's like, huh, just 3 depots here. Ah, tank. Okay, and the tank outranges everything, so he actually just has to back away, otherwise he's just going to kind of get battered while he tries to kill a depot. And that's not going to be the case. Happy does go home. A Raven coming out now. for Gumio, as well as a tank. Siege mode won't start until he's about to leave or is leaving. Kind of depends on your flair there, but most players start that last, and that's really smart because, of course, right now you don't need siege mode. Now, a big scan does go down for Happy, and he sees not only the infrastructure, but also the army taking shape here. He has to be looking at that and saying, wow, I'm getting 1-on-1s. I should probably get some siege tanks. Exactly.
He's really happy, actually, to see that. He can, as soon as he sees the first siege tank, he should know, okay, siege mode and siege tanks need to go down ASAP, and let me start making Vikings. That's what the 2 units probably that he really wants to have happen, because the siege tanks obviously allow him to defend a lot easier. You know, your Marines, your opponent's Marines don't really have any upgrades, and everything else is pretty brittle, so relying on just 2, 3 is really good with a bunker. And then get that air control. Make sure you have that Viking control. Make sure Banshees aren't doing nearly as much damage, and overall you can just parry everything and play a lot more cost efficient than your opponent, and go from there.
Just as an update for people, this is the 3rd, 4th place match. We'll be having the grand finals, I believe, tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And what that means is we're going to have 4 best of 3. Should there be a tie, there will be a 5th ace match. And this is for $1,000. 4th place gets 0. They get the pride and honor of being the 4th place finish team, which is pretty respectable. But 3rd place gets $1,000, which is no small amount of money. Of course, that will be spread out amongst the players, or however the team chooses to use that money. But still, $1,000, pretty dang good. And that means 0 to 1,000, big deal here. So we're gonna actually have the tanks push out. An expansion going on behind this. I think that's the right choice for Gumio, because again, I don't see how well this attack's going to work. With siege mode finished for Happy. In fact, I don't like him moving out here. I really don't like this.
I don't know why he's doing this. He has siege mode, and now he's sieging up here. The Marines need to spread. Oh, big hit on Gumio. You saw a ton of Marines actually die out right there, but, you know, Happy might not even have enough units at this point.
No, this is going to get cleaned up.
Oh, my God.
And it's not like there's this gigantic army coming in, but it's more than enough. There's, what, 1 siege tank up here? Sure, let the Banshee go kill that for free. And Gumio could very well win from this position, and I wonder why Happy pushed out. He scans, knows he's ahead in expansion, knows that the other guy is spending all his money on attack, and he says, well, you know, with like my 600 or 700 less minerals, I'm just going to go ahead and attack his army, and I should win. No, not the case.
I'm not sure why he did that. As we said, he didn't even continue Viking production, so it's really, really weird overall, in my opinion, that we're seeing this, you know, this set of results. And right now, what does Happy actually do to counteract that 1 Banshee? The Banshee has free reign. They can probably take out... Ooh, actually nice pick off by Happy.
Getting that Banshee is a big deal, but it's this positioning that's so strong. Like, what should essentially happen here is Gumio could have perhaps won, but losing that Banshee, I guess he can't. Or he can, obviously, but it's less likely with this push that he just flat out wins. But this position is a winning position. Sitting here denies an expansion, starting to move infrastructure. It's limiting space for Happy. Happy's the guy that's got to lose money to dislodge this. Meanwhile, behind this, Gumio has expanded. If you look at that income tab, 37 harvesters versus 32, but it's the different mineral pile set that he's mining off of, which bringing in roughly twice as much money.
We might be seeing a big push here. A lot of SCVs over here. With that, ooh, 2 Vikings are caught, so he needs to actually land them ASAP. But no, he
can't. They're blocked.
Up.
He tried.
Oh God.
And with repair, they were holding off for a while. In fact, this 1 Viking might become the Super Viking. A little bit of sloppy play from Gumio. Now actually losing some units. Oh, never mind. He's walking Marines forward to draw fire. And he does pick off a tank. Now it's 4 tanks. Yeah, exactly. Look at Gumio. I love this choice. Just back up. Back up. Let's sit at the base of the ramp, maybe. Maybe not.
I mean, he has no way to actually supplement this army. You can see now finally 2 Marines are going to walk over here, but you don't want to be caught needlessly, you know, just a drop on top of those siege tanks. Little things like that. He still needs to be careful. Although, I have to agree with you. I like his position. He's just stopping this expansion from going down and continuing his lead. It's really, really clever.
Yeah, I mean, he could make a wrong choice and like lose all these tanks and still be in a fantastic position. But of course, with $1,000 on the line, and you know, FXO just got blanked 3-0. That's a shot on the chin, man. This is a really proud team. They field some of the best Koreans in the business, and there's the GG. Okay, so Happy does tap out. And that means that Gumio is going to be the first to strike here in this best of 3. But I'm going to finish my point. FXO, I mean, you actually cited in our precast, actually, the last time we did FXO, talking about how Boss has a fantastic blog, and he actually reveals a lot of the way he thinks and how he feels. And some of the stuff he's kind of said publicly is these team leagues are really taxing on his team. He says it cuts into their practice. It's really tough for them to do these different times. That may be well and true, but I can guarantee you he's also saying they don't like losing. That's something that they do not like to broadcast, is they are fantastic Korean players losing. So I always expect and anticipate a little bit of a chip on their shoulder in these clan wars where they're going to be going for blood. And with Gumio's play in this game, I think that's pretty indicative.
Yep. Very commanding win, obviously. I think a big mistake on Happy's part, but I don't know. It's quite debatable if he would have been able to defend that, even if he did all the right decisions. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into Game 2 between Gumio and Happy after this break. Don't go anywhere.